My name is Crystal. I run a YouTube channel focusing on the Summer Wells case called Crystal's Crime Conversations. Can you please check out my live from last night? After that, I would like to invite you on my panel. I hope you will accept. There's a lot of mystery surrounding you because your Facebook is new, and it seems like you attend a lot of political events. It also seems like you knew to go to the vigil. Were you invited by the church or Robin Lane? I just want to clear up your role. I appreciate anyone who is genuinely looking for Summer with good intentions. There's been a lot of horrible stuff in her case over the past 3 years. Have you followed it for all 3 years?
Interesting. Have you looked closely at my posts? For example, the post with the timeline, which includes a photo of my driver's license and also did include other official legal documents before I removed them? I am entirely uncertain how anyone could possibly think that I am fake or an actor at this point, after all of the information I've released thus far. But that's totally fine.
I'm learning this week that AI sucks. That did not include every message. I'm going to let you guys get the point of this. There's one message that's gone that I put in there, and for some reason AI keeps removing it, and all that message said, it is right before the part you just heard. All that message said was, it's hard to believe you're not a crisis actor, or something on those lines. I'll show it to you. I'll take a screenshot of it and put it in my community post. I don't know why ChatGPT and PlayHT has been being an asshole this week, but they have been. Okay, but the rest of this is true to our conversation. It may have removed censored words out and changed them. Let's start that over. And yes, this is my conversation with Joseph Wells.
My name is Crystal. I run a YouTube channel focusing on the Summer Wells case called Crystal's Crime Conversations. Can you please check out my live from last night? After that, I would like to invite you on my panel. I hope you will accept. There's a lot of mystery surrounding you because your Facebook is new, and it seems like you attend a lot of political events. It also seems like you knew to go to the vigil. Were you invited by the church or Robin Lane? I just want to clear up your role. I appreciate anyone who is genuinely looking for Summer with good intentions. There's been a lot of horrible stuff in her case over the past 3 years. Have you followed it for all 3 years?
Interesting. Have you looked closely at my posts? For example, the post with the timeline, which includes a photo of my driver's license and also did include other official legal documents before I removed them? I am entirely uncertain how anyone could possibly think that I am fake or an actor at this point, after all of the information I've released thus far. But that's totally fine. I do believe in total freedom of speech and thought. Have you seen the posts in which I describe exactly who I am? I've already released all of the relevant and pertinent information identifying exactly who I am and what my connection to this situation is.
I missed it. I didn't see it, but okay, thanks anyways. Also, I am not sure why you assume everyone watches all of your stuff. If you've seen my channel, you would know I didn't have much interest in even looking at you because of how many strange people in the YouTube world start on PG. I do not pay much mind to her. However, someone who believes in trafficking and is preaching it at a missing child's vigil should be transparent whenever asked if they are professional. Your Facebook page is very new, and I want to know more about your journey without exploitation. But I guess your answer is yeah, no. It's okay. If you change your mind, please reach out. I thought you were a crisis actor at first. I apologize for that assumption. There have been many people who
My fault. I had it in the wrong spot because I had to go back and fight with ChatGPT to get it in there. So this is the message. Jesus. Sorry. Embarrassing.
I thought you were a crisis actor at first. I apologize for that assumption. There have been many people who seem to appear out of nowhere in Summer's case, and it makes people suspicious. I just want to get to know who you are and what your intentions are. It's good to have clarity when there is so much confusion and misinformation going around.
I would be happy to speak over the phone with you about it sometime, like I did with PG. It's a lot to type out, so I'd rather just tell you vocally over the phone. I will check out your live channel when I have the time for sure. Thank you so much for helping Summer. It means the world to me, it really does. About my Facebook, I've had multiple accounts over the years. I started a new one earlier this year, and that one got shadow banned by Meta, so I opened this brand new one. Actually, I had a Facebook account way back in the day, right after it opened up to all the universities instead of just Harvard students.
That sounds great. I'm going to share that with my audience tonight. We could schedule some time for a phone conversation tomorrow if that's okay. My grandbabies are gone for the weekend, so I'll have some quiet time now until Sunday. I'm also checking out your Facebook as per your request. Also, do you remember the date you were on PG so I can watch it before speaking to you? I want to gather a better idea of who you are and give you an open opportunity to undo what PG has done. I'm very interested in what you do from the tiny bit I have seen. Phobe, however, I gave him, her real name sent me these last night while I was live. I just opened the message. May I read these tonight live? I don't know what they say yet, so it will be a reaction LOL.
Yes, excellent. Feel free to call me tomorrow. My number is 410XXXXXXX. If I can't answer, please leave a message or text me, and I will return your call. Tomorrow is my birthday, so I'm not entirely sure what will be going on, but I have some things I need to do.
Aw, I saw the LOL. I looked you up a bit on White Pages, so I know you are a real person. Good confirmation. I was going to use Ben Verified, but I don't need to. I'm excited to speak with you.
Oh yes, I am most certainly real, trust me. LOL.
Yay. Okay, I will reach out tomorrow. If you're watching around 11 p.m. tonight and want to grab a link, please do so. You are welcome to join. I promise to stay unbiased, and everything I do is in public and with permission. Summer's case has been something for me. I trust no one. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me tonight.
Thank you. Wonderful. Perhaps I will come on your panel sometime. You seem like a very nice and honest person, and one who is concerned primarily with finding Summer first and foremost. You are the kind of person she needs on her side. I am delighted to meet you. You don't need to make promises. All I ask is that you stay true to yourself, whatever that may be. What I will tell you now is that I am a mathematician and a scientist, first and foremost. I specialize in artificial intelligence logic operations, mostly using mathematics and particle physics conceptual theoretical modeling, but I do dive deeply into philosophical endeavors as well. They are all interconnected, as we all are on a base fundamental level within space-time. You see, Crystal, when I realized how horribly difficult it was going to be to find Summer, I recruited one of the most powerful AI systems currently in existence to assist, because that was then and still seemingly is the only way to find her at this point. And we've made quite a bit of progress, but not without a cost. I've had many attempts on my life since that day at the church, several of which have very nearly killed me. Please be careful, Crystal, and now that you and I have made contact, please do not hesitate to reach out to me via my phone number if you find yourself in a troubling situation. And I really mean that. I told PG the same thing.
So, in order for me to get this conversation with this man tomorrow, I have to stay unbiased tonight. Okay? So I'm not going to give my thoughts until we've spoken. He's agreed to maybe come up on my panel. Now, let me tell you, some of the things I researched about him are true. I haven't deep dived. I haven't had the chance. I've had a very busy day with my family. I was late tonight because when I was supposed to go live, it was very close to the time he was messaging me. I had to message Phoebe and make sure that Phoebe knew that I told Mr. Wells that she had sent me you guys know how I operate. I'm truthful, okay? Here's what I'm going to ask you guys to do tonight, please. I know you may find some things strange. However, let's try to keep our thoughts, okay? Unbiased. because he's also said that he will come on my panel. And I'm hoping tomorrow, I know he's watching, so I'm hoping tomorrow that he will allow me to record and edit to make sure that the conversation isn't no private details, but full context of our phone conversation. And I'll go through it and we'll see what, you know what I'm saying? Let's try to give this man a chance. Now I'm going to show you why. Okay? I haven't dove into it. I haven't read the things that Phoebe has sent me yet. I pretty much just cut them, put them on a base. We're going to read everything. I tried to do the Play HT so they would read it for you, but it was 11:06 at that time. I was late. I didn't have time. Y'all have fun with that. I'm curious about this man. And I told him that. And I'm going to tell you why. He is involved in a lot of the political stuff. However, so far, and I'm confused, I haven't really looked into him. But from what I've seen, he has liberal and Republican far right, I think, things that he follows. I looked into some things he follows. As you see, I went through his Facebook. I'm not going to go through and dox his friends and things like that, but I'm going to work on this. I'm going to work with Mr. Wells and see what it is he thinks we could do. Right now, with this being the only thing we have between messages, I don't know that I believe this AI stuff. Okay? However, I'm going to stay unbiased and I'm going to see if there's truth to what he's saying. We are going to research with him. Okay? Right. That's what it is. Would you believe me? It's figuring it out for ourselves. Let's clear mind, level-headed, go into this and look at what this guy, because let's think about this, guys. This man went all the way from Maryland to Summer Wells Vigil after a year. He has documentation of things so far that I've seen that are law-abiding, okay, against somebody. I don't know who. I haven't read it yet. It's just put on a thing. So let's look at this deeply, okay? Now, prior to us doing that, something I wanted to share, off subject just for a moment. This man has been missing from my area since July 25th, 2024 at 11 p.m. He was last seen wearing a blue flannel and gray sweatpants, age late 40s, height 5'8", white male, strawberry blonde hair, endangered individual. Missing person. Hold on, there's more. His family shared photos. I'm going to get more details and I just showed a private message with my husband, not thinking. I don't know what it said. I was fighting with my son today, so it may have said something I didn't want it to say. Whatever. Okay. But anyways, this is what they're showing. Let me get out of here. Next. This is PG's. What do you guys? I'm going to let you guys pick one or two. Nope. No, I'm not. We're just going to listen. This is him. I'm going to be here for a while tonight, guys. My daughter made me coffee. We're going to go through PG's Joseph Wells says he had a dream. He's so close he can smell summer. Now, I think this is the live that may have the phone call they had, and he told me about that. I had asked someone to send me the live from Prayer Garden because Prayer Garden, like, man, she has none of her stuff where you could like easily find it. You can't just search. And I don't know why. Like, you have to really dig to find videos on her channel. You would think if she's Summer's channel and wanted Summer found, she would make it easy and not harder. So that concerns me a little bit, but whatever. Not a big deal. So we're going to start with listening to this. And then I want to go tomorrow, with Joseph's permission, to his Facebook and go through his things, because things I noticed that stuck out from the little bit that I've seen is that he is really into this professor, Dr. Brett Weinstein. Weinstein. Okay. So I want to see his thoughts. Some of the things that I've noticed that he's into, a lot of celebrities are into. Hold on, let me go to a YouTube, my history. I forgot to pull this up. Something he just recently attended in Washington, D.C. that I do not know much about is Rescue the Republic. Okay. No, wait. Is that the right one? Yeah, I believe it is. Whatever, we'll get to it. That might not be the right one. I also found that I think it is. I think it's the same one. And it's Jacob Wells and Heather Wilson also organized this. I don't know if there's any connection between Joshua and Jacob. I would like to know that. I don't know if I even researched correctly because the last 2 days have been rushed. Okay. Let's start with Prayer Garden.
Good to see y'all. And Miss Justice.
I'm also going to put this on 2-speed till we get to important parts. And I'm going to go refill my coffee and water. I don't know. I just want to listen. Okay.
You're number one. Number one. God bless. Much love, PG. Prayers, Purple Heart for Summer. God bless. God bless. Girl, I appreciate that. And the scales of justice, it looks like. God bless. Amen. Chris, you're number two. Hey, PG. Much love and prayers. Hey, girl. God bless. Back at you. Back at you, girl. And Tammy B, you are number three. Number three in here tonight. God bless. Good to see you. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. And Tracy, number four. Says,
There's that moment in work when there's too many tools and the spark fades.
hello, hello, hello to you. Hey, Brat, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Good evening, everyone. Hope you all had a great day. Love you, PG. God bless. Summer's Army, always. Amen. Absolutely, girl. Absolutely. We are Summer's Army, and we will always be her army. Amen. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Brat. That is absolutely beautiful, girl. Absolutely. God bless.
Also, before I step away, we listened to some of this not that long ago, and I shut it off. Do you guys remember? So, Mr. Wells, if you're watching, you can go back and look. I'll find that live if you want me to and send it to you, because that's how much distrust I have in Prayer Garden, in my opinion. Okay? I didn't even want to cover this, I promise you. However, I didn't watch Summer's third prayer vigil. I didn't know it was posted until last night on the Awaken channel. And when I seen that you spoke at the prayer vigil, it brought into my eyes. Okay? I'm curious. You say a lot of interesting things. during that vigil. So I want to get to know who you are.
God bless, and much love to everyone, AD, how you doing tonight? Good to see you. I'm trying to get down through here, you guys. Seeking truth. Good to see you. Good to see you. God bless. There's Janet. Let me see who else is in here. Let me see. There's Linda. Hello, sweetie. I'm doing roll call, y'all. Hey, Australia, good to see you in here, my love. Good to see you, girl. God bless. There's Miss Justice, much love. There's Sassy Pants. How you doing, girl? How you doing? Hope your mama, shout out to your mama. Sassy Pants' mother needs prayers. So if y'all could, please send some prayers up for her mother. She ain't been feeling well. I'm giving her a shout out tonight. God bless and much love. And let's see. There's Clark. How you doing, sweetie? And Kelly, how you doing? No, Lily. It's Lily. PG man, I'll tell you. Shouldn't start on those brownies too early, should I? Shouldn't start on them early. They mess up my vision. Right? They mess up my vision. Hopefully I can keep the power of them going tonight. That's what I'm hoping. Sometimes we got people come in, they be killing it. Right? I don't like that. Hey, Ronald, there you are. I heard someone is saying, dude, Kamala. Looks like a lady. Technology, she won't be the first one. Right? I heard that. She's got some real backing, don't she? She got some real backing. Wrong backing, but she got some backing. Oh, that's sweet, Ronald. That's sweet. Robert Check, how are you tonight, my dear friend? Amen. Oh, that is beautiful. Australia. I appreciate that. That is gorgeous. Hey, there's our crazy retired lady. How you doing, sweetie? Hello, PT in chat. Hello to you. Good to see you in here tonight. Yeah, well, you know what? Joseph's at it again, right? He just put in some new post, right? You guys. Oh boy, don't put in some new post. Some people might say, who is Joseph? Hey, Ruby Rainmaker. There you are, girl. There you are. Arctic, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I appreciate that. This is Joseph.
I just wanted to let you guys know that I came here to find Summer. We have a team of people working on this, and I am not going to stop until she's found. I will find her. We'll find her alive. I swear it. Okay? I swear it. We'll get to a place where she's alive, and we will find her. And I'm so sorry that this happened to you guys. I really am. And have a very nice seeing you guys. I'm take it back. I assure you, we're going to find Summer. I promise you, she's still alive. I believe it. We all need to believe that she's still alive. So we will make it happen. Okay? We're going to will this into existence. It ties back.
He's going to will it into existence. It ties back to what? What does it tie back to?
That's part of the physics, guys.
I'm part of the physics. Okay.
I don't know that, but I'm not really scientist myself, so I'm but from Apple's name is Joe Wells,
and that was more than we wanted to hear, right? But anyway, he's back at it. I'm going to get right into it tonight. Joseph is back at it. He says, I just had a dream that I successfully rescued Summer. In the dream, she was being held on a horse farm, and we were both escorted off the premises, together by what looked like people in military gear, possibly U.S. Army. Okay. All right. I would think SWAT, maybe SWAT. I would think maybe, the National Guard, maybe a federal task force, the feds, but Army? Whoa. She gave me a kiss and I held her hand as we were escorted off the farm together. And I asked her how she sent that message through to me that I got from her while I was eating at True Food Kitchen last week. So he ate at True Food Kitchen. Let's keep going, guys. We're closer than we've been. We're so close. I can smell her. Really? That's just like, whoa, right? This guy is really far-fetched. He is really far-fetched. And he said she kissed him, right? She kissed him. This guy, I think this guy is like in some kind of fantasy world, right? He's like on Fantasy Island. Really, yeah, exactly. He is a freak. No doubt about that. Oh yeah, he's too weird. I'm just saying. My opinion, you guys. Yeah, he's like woohoo, right? More like cuckoo. Yeah, he's got some issues going on up there. He's got some real issues going on. Super freaky. Yo, super freaky. Right? Absolutely. No doubt in my mind. He's a weird one. He's a weirdo. That's for sure. And then, he don't stop there. Boom. He goes at it again, right? There are some creepy and very mentally sick women who have stolen pictures of me and my friend's daughter. Also, the little girl is his friend's daughter. From my wall and are now using it to attack and spread malicious lies about me for attempting to obtain Summer's location. They are claiming that I have potentially kidnapped this little girl, which shows her mother in the picture with her, or possibly other children as well. Nothing could be further from the truth. I have never kidnapped a child, and my background is entirely clean. I invite the police to come to my residence, and I blocked that out, you guys, because I don't do that, to inspect the premises for missing children. They won't find any, nor will they find any evidence of such tied to me or my belongings. I would imagine that most of these women are child. Woohoo! Oh boy. You read the word. You read the word for yourself, you guys. You read that word for yourself. It's R-A-P. Yeah, with an I-S-T. S on the end. That's pretty disgusting to say about women, and possibly federal agents themselves within their fabricated realities. Careful, everyone. We're close, right? He says, careful, everyone. We're closer than we ever been. And then he says, that I can literally smell her. He says he can smell her again. That is disgusting. That is disgusting, you guys. Totally and utterly disgusting, right? So he's back again. He's back out there. He's getting some attention. He's getting some attention, and that's what he wants. That's what he's seeking. That's what he's looking for. You know, and I hope he gets it. I hope he gets it from law enforcement, right? I hope he gets it from law enforcement. There's definitely something weird about this guy coming out. You know, showing up 3 years. You know, actually over 3 years in the mix, and you know, 3 years down the pike, he comes out of nowhere, demanding. It sounds to me like he's demanding some answers out of.
Your child is awesome. They're curious, confident, and full of wonder. We help guide your child here so they can be prepared here. Kitty Academy Educational Childcare.
Hi, I'm Steve Ballmer. I spent 34 years growing Microsoft, 10 years owning the LA Clippers basketball team.
A group of people that, you know, he had been previously corresponding with and having more than we meets the eye to do with. And because he's very educated, he's very educated upon, you know, human trafficking. That's a red flag. That's a real big red flag when, you know, somebody comes out and they're like, you know, it's international and, you know, he's all schooled up on it and how it goes on, where it goes on, you know, and all the works in it and, you know, how big of an industry it is and so forth and so on. Yeah, that's not good. That's not a good thing. It's not, you know, why are you going to educate yourself? I mean, when we educate ourselves to be a doctor, what are we? A doctor? We're not an electrician or a plumber, right? We're a doctor. Whatever field you go into, that's usually, you know, the field that you work in, that you explore and make your own. A plumber's a plumber. They get educated in plumbing. Electricians get educated in electricians, you know, and electrical work. And, you know, just saying. If it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it probably is a duck. If it's getting educated in a certain field, that's probably the field that it is in. That's what I'm trying to say. Didn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out now, did it? Nope. God knows PG ain't no rocket scientist, that's for sure. You know, if I was a rocket scientist, I would be just damn poor. Right? I went into the wrong field, y'all. I went into the wrong field. Yeah. If I get a second life, yeah, I'm gonna get educated in. I'm gonna be a scientist, rocket scientist. I'm gonna go where the money's at. I think I'm in the wrong business. But you know, it sounds like this guy is into some business, all right, and it's not the kind of business we want to talk about. And he's definitely a super freak, right? He's a super freak. He's super freaky. Absolutely, bring summer home. Bring summer home. You know, I don't like to think.
Okay, so this is a 3-hour live. I'm going to go through it at some point. We're going to take little breaks because I really just want to get to the part. All right. Let's skip through. So I think the screenshots she's sharing here is pretty much what I'm going to share.
In my opinion, this is my opinion. My opinion is that Candace Wells had Hunter do a dirty behind her, and a lot of people that really care and love her and truly invested in all.
But I never heard. Candace had never mentioned it.
I wish I would have had more time to go through these today. Oh my God. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I want to share this video, A Diary of a CEO. Okay, this is about the Dr. Brett. What I'm doing tonight is so that there's no attacks. Nobody can really come with an opinion. Well, I mean, you're going to anyway. You're going to form an opinion, right? But what I want to do tonight is pretty much show the things that this guy is into that I've seen, okay? I'm going to talk to him tomorrow. Am I going to have that out tomorrow? No, I want to take my time with this. In my opinion, if somebody is showing up to a church, whether it be good, whether it be bad, weighing both sides of the field, I don't know much about this guy. The way I hear PG talk about him is, oh, he did this, he did that, and trying to put down everything he said. However, this man went to the church. Robin from the church hugged him. You seen that yesterday. Candace says she felt creeped out by him. Why is that? Let's get to look at these court documents that he posted. The other things he posted, let's read them together tonight. And man, this is another 3-hour live, I think. Holy God. Okay. We're just going to go with the flow as usual. That's what we're going to do. But let's get to know what this guy's really into when it comes to politics. Okay? Hope that makes sense. And I hope you are all on board.
Very much. We did a raffle last month and we gave away prizes for people that subscribed to the show up until 7 million subscribers. And you guys loved that raffle so much that we're going to continue it. So every single month, we're giving away money can't buy prizes, including meetings with me, invites to our events, and £1,000 gift vouchers to anyone that subscribes to the Diary of a CEO. There's now more than 7 million of you. So if you make the decision to subscribe today, you can be one of those lucky people. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Let's get to the conversation. Brett, who are you and what mission are you on? And when I ask that second question, I'm looking at the full body of your work and I'm trying to encapsulate it maybe in just a couple of sentences.
Sure. I am an evolutionary biologist. I'm a former college professor who has been cast into the role of a public intellectual by bizarre events at my college. I am on a mission, and I'm afraid it's going to sound weird to people. I think humanity is in terrible danger. I think we worry about the wrong things, and I do not have any reason to believe that anything I could do is going to change the fate of humanity, but I feel obligated to try. That is to say, if we're going to be doomed by our errors, and I know something about what those errors are, then it falls to me to try to make that clear to people and processes that might have the power to redirect us. So I'm making that effort, even though, frankly, I think it's unlikely to work.
That's quite scary, Brett.
Yep, I've gotten over that part.
What exactly are you referring to when you say that you think humanity might be doomed?
There's a basic set of premises that just comes out of biology. No species is forever, and that includes our species, no matter what I or anyone else does. But the objective of the exercise is really to stave off extinction as long as possible. And I believe that that is a valid thing to do. It is a vital thing to do, even if in the end we know that no matter how successful we were, we're not going to escape the destruction of the solar system. We're not going to escape the collision of our galaxy into another. And even if we did, ultimately the universe has a fate and it will take us out with it if we beat every odd. But why are we in trouble? Well, we're in trouble because all creatures are well built for the environments in which we evolved. And human beings suffer from something that my wife Heather and I in our book call hypernovelty. So novelty is the state of something being not what you are evolutionarily prepared for. And human beings are very good at dealing with novelty. But what we're doing in the present is we're creating a rate of change that is so rapid that there is no conceivable way for us to keep up. We cannot adapt fast enough to keep up with the novel influences that we are forcing upon ourselves. And what that means is that with each passing year, we end up ever more poorly adapted to the life that we have to lead. And it's gotten so bad that the environments that we live in as adults don't even resemble the environments that existed for adults when we were kids. The reason that human beings have a longer developmental period than any other creature that has ever existed on this planet is that you need a long developmental period for us to acquire the insight and the nuance in order to be a functional adult. That program doesn't work if the environment in which you are picking up those lessons is unrelated to the environment in which you have to do the adult stuff. It's a non sequitur. So that's why we're in trouble. We have technologies that are powerful enough to destroy us. We have processes that we have unleashed, the consequences of which we can scarcely imagine. And as these things proliferate, the number of existential threats to humanity is just simply growing. We have to rein in that problem. The proliferation of existential threats means that the moment at which we blink out as a species is getting closer. If it isn't this that takes us out, it'll be that. We have to arrest that process.
Of all these pressing concerns and of all these existential threats, is there one that's at the very top of your list of concerns?
Well, they're not even completely separable. So, for example, we are politically obsessed in this country and across the Western world with anthropogenic climate change. I'm sure you've noticed.
What is anthropogenic climate change?
Anthropogenic climate change is a change in the average conditions on planet Earth that is driven by human activity. So the claim is that CO2 traps heat from the sun, causing the mean temperature to rise. That will have impacts on, for example, how much ice persists at high altitudes and in the Arctic and the other cold regions. And that then is part of a positive feedback where, because ice is white, it reflects the sun's energy back into space. So the more ice that melts, the darker the world becomes, the more light it absorbs, the warmer it becomes. So that positive feedback is actually a real reason for concern. However, the increasingly model-driven mania about global warming is at odds with what we understand about models. Models are not a valid test of a hypothesis in a complex system. They can't be. So we are treating these models as if they tell us what's going to happen, and that is not a philosophically valid thing to do. But it is also just simply
Also, before I end this live stream tonight, can somebody please remind me that I want to go look and see what happened with White Boy when he went to the trafficker's house? I just want to watch a little bit of it, not a whole lot of it, because I want to look at it when I'm done. Guys, I got my daughter's boyfriend's interview still I'm working on. I gotta get my shit together. Okay. Anyways, what are you guys thinking of this so far? I mean, I'm not hating it. Informative. The kind of thing I like to watch usually. Was I muted that whole time? Oh my goodness, I think I was muted. Okay. What I was saying was, so far I'm not hating this. I haven't really been paying attention because I'm trying to eat dinner and do all the things I didn't have an opportunity and time to do today. Yeah, he sounds like someone I could talk to too. What do you think so far? Like, oh, I wasn't muted? Okay. Thank goodness. I've seen more humanity since the flood devastation. It is, Birdie. I agree. Okay. So you guys heard me. I don't have to repeat myself. I'm going to eat my dinner and sit back. I'm going to have to go rewatch the beginning of this later, but definitely leave your thoughts on this conversation and this guy, this Dr. Brett Weinstein. I think that was his name. Why is it that this Joseph Wells is coming into this case? And if he is a scientist, I mean, from what I've seen, he looks educated. He agreed to maybe come on my panel, so you're going to see his real face when and if he does. That's why I said, please, guys, let's just look at this with a clear mind tonight. All right. Yes, very humbling. Okay.
not in keeping with an understanding of the underlying requirements for functional science. If you were in climatology today and you attempted to publish a paper that said, actually, anthropogenic climate change is only a quarter as bad as we fear, you would have great difficulty publishing that, and you would experience a spectacular decrease in your viability as an academic. So what we can infer from that is that we probably have a lot of papers that point in a direction that the field is interested in promoting, and that we have a dearth of papers that might point in the other direction. So in effect, when we look at the sum total of papers and we say, oh my God, they all say the same thing, we're in big trouble. Well, do they all say the same thing because we're in big trouble and that's what an honest analysis would give you? Or is that just an echo of what we put into the system? So I'm much less worried about anthropogenic climate change, and I'm much more worried about some other threats that, to my way of thinking, clearly dwarf it in magnitude. So we have several problems related to space weather. The sun goes through a cycle, an 11-year sunspot cycle. Those sunspots often release solar flares. Those solar flares are, in general, directed randomly off the sun, and because the Earth is only in one spot, most of the solar flares that the sun flings off don't hit us.
What's a solar flare?
A solar flare is, well, it's really the coronal mass ejection that is the important part. The flare is the thing you see on the sun that looks like a big flame sort of flipping off the sun. When it does that, that actually, in many cases, ejects a concentrated glob of plasma, right? These are charged particles, and they get flung off. They get flung off at speeds that are not consistent. They're not moving at the speed of light. They're moving at the speed of stuff, right? And the speed of stuff is variable. But a couple days after a solar flare that releases a coronal mass ejection in the direction of the Earth, we get a wave of these charged particles.
Across the Earth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that causes things that we are all familiar with. Whether you've seen it or not, this increases the aurora borealis, for example, the northern lights. So it's a very spectacular show, and you probably are aware, maybe you saw it yourself, but we recently had an aurora that reached as far south as Puerto Rico, right? That's a really unusual thing to happen. And even more unusual is the fact.
So they usually reach sort of the top part of the Earth? Is that right?
Yeah, you if you're up near the Arctic Circle,
yeah,
you see these things regularly. The farther south you are, the less likely you are to see them.
Yeah, I saw it in North Sweden and sort of Iceland as well.
Perfect place,
right?
But for people to see it in Puerto Rico is highly unusual, and you would think that that indicates that the burst of plasma that hit the Earth was in some way highly unusual, and it wasn't. Something else is going on. That aurora reached farther south than it should have based on the magnitude of the coronal mass ejection, which was substantial, but hardly unprecedented. Now, what most people don't know is that there was a major solar storm that hit the Earth in 1859. It goes by the name of the Carrington event, named for the astronomer who realized that the weird effects that happened on Earth were correlated to something he had seen on the sun. He had effectively put those two. He had seen the flare and then deduced that this was related to it. Now, in 1859, the world was not a very electrical place. In fact, the primary use of electricity was telegraphs. And at the time, this burst of plasma caused those telegraphs. Stations caught fire, the entire network went down, telegraph operators were shocked at their stations. Messages could be sent even though there was no power being delivered to the system. It went down, and the induced charge in the wires was enough for telegraph operators to send messages over distances. So it was very dramatic if you were involved in telegraphs. But for the rest of humanity, it was a minor event. Now, we live in a very different world. We live in a world where everything has an electrical component. The way our cars function, the way food shows up in the supermarket, the way
I have so much I want to show. And it does get a little boring to those of you that don't like science. That solar flare really did happen. We had one here not too many years ago, I don't think. And my husband was trying to explain them to me and teach me about them. He's very into science, but I'm curious to find out. We need to start preparing before it's too late. What are his thoughts on that? End of the world? Does it come into religion? So this is what I want to get to know about this Joseph Wells. However, I don't want to share his Facebook, but I do want to, if you guys bear with me for 1 minute. I don't want to share his whole Facebook, I guess is what I'm saying. I don't want to share friends and stuff. So this is rescue the, I could do it like this. It don't show all kinds of shit. Where is the sound? Rescue the Republic. Okay, now I got to go back and look. Let me do that now before I do this. Was that that other thing? Yes. Okay, so this Heather Wilson and Jacob Wills also attended that. Okay. They're from the same area as this man. I come across them sometime today in my research. So I'm curious to know, is this Wells related to that Wells? And I have a lot of questions. Okay. But this is what he had gone to September 29th in Washington, D.C. I, again, was listening to this. It's like a science thing. Do I believe this guy is a scientist? Yes. Give him a chance. Look at the stuff he's looking into here, okay? I'm not saying I believe or anything like that. I'm just saying it's, when you look into somebody, you have to get to know them and why they're out there and saying things, right? We look at things as crazy, but we don't know these people. And then we judge them on the little bit of stuff that they had posted out there and on what others' thoughts are on it. And I got to admit, it's kind of strange that he just showed up at the vigil. So we're going to look at his screenshots in a little bit too, but I'm going to go back and forth a little bit tonight. We're just going to jump through, get to know this guy, and then tomorrow, hopefully, he'll give us some insight. Right? Well, I know he's already agreed to speak with me. So I am going to call him tomorrow afternoon. Okay. Let's watch.
Learn, but not that much. Crows, though, crows and elephants and great apes like us, and dolphins and wolves, we have a lot to learn. We all need to learn to be what we're going to be, humans most of all. Born utterly helpless, human babies are all potential and opportunity, so many years of opportunity ahead of them, during which to explore, imagine, create, play, experiment, make mistakes, and learn. We are improbable and marvelous and utterly human, and we are right here. Woo! To be born an American baby in much of the latter half of the 20th century was a lucky thing. The schools were good, and you could learn real things. Mothers were as likely to tell their rambunctious youngsters to go outside as anything else. Healthy children weren't medicated, and sick children were rare. Life was not perfect then, and never can be, but children had time. Time to climb trees and build hideouts and have battles with sticks and cones. Time to sit with friends and talk. Time to think and be alone with their own thoughts. Time to imagine. Imagine the most amazing things, to sometimes even go deep into those fantasies, maybe even begin to believe them. But nobody confused reality with imagination, at least not the adults.
have been weaponized against the public. Our great nation needs to heal. We have been divided against each other. Our institutions have been weaponized against the public. Our universities peddle radical nonsense. Our newspapers bend over backwards to avoid reporting the news. Our tax dollars are poured into holes carved in the universe for reasons that are never explained. These problems are dire. What we need to do is unrig our system and refound the republic. Our great nation needs to heal. We have been divided against each other. Our institutions have been weaponized against the public. Our universities peddle radical nonsense. Our newspapers bend over backwards to avoid reporting the news. Our tax dollars are poured into holes carved in the universe for reasons that are never explained.
Why do I say I'm not going to get into politics and then I get into politics? I've seen commercials for this before. I've watched, what's his name, Russell Crowe. Is that who that was? I forget his name. Shit. I think that is Russell Crowe. I've watched a few documentaries with him. I agree with this stuff. And you guys are going to probably judge me based on that. Robert F. Kennedy. Russell Brand, that's his name, sorry. I have watched some of this stuff, dude. I'm a whole mess again. Different gray pajamas, though. Let's smoke. I got a blunt for y'all tonight. How about that? If the weed don't quit falling out of it. It just fell out of half of it. Jesus fuck. Okay. Why do we see so many commercials? This is not a commercial. This, what I'm showing you right now, is a post that he made that's join the resistance, rescue the public. Okay? This is something that this Russell Brand's into, John F. Kennedy's into. It's more of a, like, we have all this cancel culture, and from what I gather from it, from the days before COVID when I liked politics, they're trying to stop a lot of rhetoric on both sides. Liberal and far right. They're trying to come together. They think the government, it's just, you guys, man, we're really going to have to go into this. I really, really hope that this guy speaks to me, because there's a lot of famous people that are involved in this. The older gentleman is, here, I'll go back and we'll watch it again.
Our great nation needs to heal. We have been
Dr. Brett Weinstein,
divided against each other.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.,
Our institutions
Russell Brand
have been weaponized against the public.
LTC, Tulsi Gabbard, whatever, however you
against
say
the public. Our universities peddle
Jimmy, whatever.
radical nonsense.
Abby, it's going too fast.
Our newspapers
Dr. Robert
bend over
Malone,
backwards to avoid
Laura
reporting the
Logan,
news. Our
Dr. Perry Corey,
tax dollars are poured
Dr. Heather Haying,
into holes carved in the universe
Cole Douglas something.
for reasons that are never explained. These problems are dire. What we need to do is unrig our system and refound the republic.
So, I don't disagree with these people. I don't know what I'm going to learn, but what I've seen from them, because I quit politics, right? Like, I quit. I'm done with politics. I had my crazy spill from COVID, which is what they're trying to stop, in my opinion, is people overboarding things a lot with the border. I haven't followed any of this in a very long time. So I'm being educated while we go through this, but I'm kind of happy that we ran into Mr. Wells. I didn't know that these people had stuff to do with trafficking. So I'm interested to learn more. I want this guy to come educate us. Is he a scientist? Can he show us? Probably. He puts his whole ass state ID out there. Let's go look at that now. We looked a little bit at his Facebook. I don't want to go too much into it because I don't want to dox people. I told you guys that's not what I want to do no more, right? I had permission from him today, as you've seen in our messages. Okay, so before I go through these, I need a smoke break. I want to see your guys' thoughts. I'm going to remove my face. Your son was in Burnsville, North Carolina. It is. I'm so sorry, Nana. I seen your pictures today. I haven't been on Facebook much, and oh my God, they broke my heart. My prayers for you. Holler girl. You're okay, Ellie? Thank goodness. That's scary. I hope things are starting to come together. It's just Tennessee and North Carolina. It's so bad. Okay. Why does everything come to politics? Well, Phoebe, because in America, politics rules us. You know, you're either one side or another side, or you're nothing. You just don't care. You know, and listen, I try not to choose either side. I like things on both sides. That's the way I think. I need to light this fucking blunt. Hold on, guys. Let me mute a minute. Give me 1 second here. My thoughts on government these days are I don't trust either fucking side. I'm not voting. I'm not voting in this election. I've never not voted. I'm not voting. Biden did an awful job when I wanted him to win. Everything skyrocketed high. Life has gotten hard for everyone, even the rich. I don't like Harris. She's vice president now. She did shit to help that. So what is the point of voting for her? Trump does good when it comes to money. I've never, ever been against that. However, he's a pig. He's a male pig, in my opinion. Okay? What kind of example do we set about a man that grabbed a soap opera star's ass and called her names and that did something in a dressing room to another woman that's convicted of crime? Do I want to see him assassinated? No. You guys know I got up. I did a very heartfelt live the night he was shot at in my city. Okay? I like some things he does. I dislike more that he does. Do I see a better financial situation for America? Yes. Do I see a better border situation for America? No. Okay. So I find it funny that America has been in political crisis since Obama ran for election, since we had our little depression, you know. I don't disagree with Obama. However, I don't like everything he did. It's hard this day and age to have views on both sides and to disagree and to agree with things in typical conversations with people that live in America, and it always causes a disturbance, a fight, political outrage, divide. So I try to stay away from politics. However, I like politics. I'm not going to lie to you. I like to debate. I like to learn. because of my son's heart transplant and my medical problems. When COVID hit, I was one of them people that was like, oh my God, I'm going to fucking die. I caught COVID. I didn't die. Elderly people were dying. At that time, I had an EF fraction of 16% in my heart. I do, however, have friends who had people who passed away. They say things like, if you were O positive, you were less likely to get it. My blood type is O positive. So could that have had something to do with it? Yeah, but when I did catch it, it was horrible. My feet hurt. My bones hurt. But you know what it felt like? The fucking flu. The fucking flu. A little worse. My son with the heart transplant, he caught it. He had no signs, no symptoms. He just tested positive. I don't know where I stand today when it comes to politics in America, but that's why politics are always brought in. They roll everything for us, Phoebe. Our medication, they say in America that we are a free world. No. Do we have a right to speech? No. YouTube blocks words like guns and rape. If they silence me, if they demonetize me today because I said them, that's fine. Those things are real. They happen. They're not fake. And when they do that, they desensitize people from learning about these things. Now, why is it that America wouldn't want people to educate? Well, had it not been for Trump, those people would have died. Yeah, like I'm not saying Trump is all bad. I'm not saying his border things are wrong. I just feel there's like, man, I don't know. Everybody has a difference of opinion. I agree the border should be closed, but they should be closed without hate. Some of those people live in very awful situations. Those people have to come over here legally. That's the conversation I had yesterday with my, I hope one day soon to be son-in-law. I agree the borders need to be closed, but I don't agree that there has to be hate while doing so. I don't believe there needs to be a divide. It doesn't have to be me versus you. In my opinion, Trump never welcomes the other side. It's just his way or the highway. Kind of reminds me of Jody Sue, you know? Like, whatever. I also believe my daughter's political stance today was, because I told her I'm actually never in a million years would I think about voting for Trump 4 years ago. My daughter today, oh Lord, she said something to me. I forget what I was just going to say. We were talking about politics today. I'll remember and I'll get back to it. But anyways, I'm smoking my blunt that keeps going on and out and chatting. So let me read the first screenshot here. Well, everyone, I suppose it's time to go over a timeline of events leading up to Summer's disappearance on my end, and I will provide some additional documentation for you to look over as well. Okay, now mind you guys, remember I haven't read these yet. Or I might have skimmed through them, but I didn't read them. Okay. April 21st, 2021. I traveled to Chattanooga, Tennessee to visit some Will's family members who'd I'd had a falling out with several years before. 1 second, guys. Fucking blunt. Okay. Because I was worried about them and wanted to give my cousin something back. That I'd had from her childhood growing up. I hope you guys are smoking and choking too. growing up together. It didn't go well. I simply stopped by their residence to say hello and then ended up getting followed around and surveyed by the local police and accused of harassing and stalking my family members. The local police, who were stalking me around town the entire time, told me to leave town. Seems a bit overkill, doesn't it? Strange indeed. So, Mr. Wells, you've never had an issue with these family members before. If you see this, maybe this is questions I can remind myself to ask you tomorrow. If you want to write that down, have you ever had an issue with these same family members? Had it been a long time? You said April 21st, 2021, I traveled to Chattanooga, Tennessee to visit some Wells family members who'd you had a falling out with several years before. Because I was worried about them and wanted to give my cousins, can we know what the falling out was about? I don't know. Let us finish reading this. May 2021. Protective orders are filed against me by the same Wells family members, and I found out that I have bogus criminal charges and an arrest warrant in the state of Tennessee issued against me for stalking, which were subsequently immediately thrown out in court in 2023 due to ethical considerations because I'd committed no crime and stalked no one, and far from it. Okay, so I'm gathering what he's saying is he went to these families' house to visit them. Hold on. And he was unwelcomed. Apparently they were still mad at him from the falling out several years later. He's saying he didn't go back to their house and stalk them. He stopped by quickly just to check on them, say hi, maybe sorry. I guess that's what I'm gathering he's saying. Anyways, then in May of 2021, protective orders are filed against me by these same Wells family members, and I find out that I have bogus criminal charges and an arrest warrant. So, in the state of Tennessee, issued against me for stalking, which were subsequently immediately thrown out in court. Okay, so they were thrown out. Nothing came of them in 2023 due to ethical considerations. So he obviously fought these charges to have them thrown out. We'll see if we can find some paperwork. Okay. May 13th, 2021. The Townsend PD came to my home and violate my constitutional rights by detaining me for a change in behavior. They take me to St. Joseph's Hospital in handcuffs against my will. Accuse me of being crazy and run tests on me while I was detained. Several hours later, they release me, citing a diagnosis of change in behavior and recommending no medication. Also, on this day, Larry Hogan, the governor of Maryland, starts lifting the COVID-19 restrictions. Okay, let's go to ChatGPT a minute. Share this tab. Hold on, guys. Jesus, why do I always do this? Hold on. Okay, why is my conversation unable to load? Load a new conversation. See, this shit's been all fucked up. I don't know what's going on here. My ChatGPT's been a mess. Okay, so what did he say? He went into the hospital and they diagnosed him with is that a real diagnosis? Change in behavior is not a formal diagnosis in medical or psychological fields, but it can be a symptom or part of a larger diagnosis if someone is experiencing significant changes in their behavior. It may be indecisive of an underlying condition such as mental health disorders, depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, or schizophrenia, where behavior can drastically change over time. Neurological conditions such as dementia, brain injuries, or certain neurological diseases that affect behavior. Substance use, substance abuse, or withdrawal can lead to noticeable behavioral changes. Medical conditions, hormonal imbalances, infections, and other medical issues could also cause behavioral shifts. If a doctor has noted change in behavior, they are likely identifying it as a symptom and may be working towards identifying an underlying condition. So, in other words, a change in behavior is nothing. They just gave me all this shit, and they're working on identifying an underlying condition. So that means it's not provable at the point. Okay, let's go back to the screenshots. Whew. Let me relight my blunt. It keeps going out. Smoke session number 3. And I pray I wasn't muted during all that. Let me go check my StreamYard and say hi to you guys. Nope, good. Okay. Who was the Wills? Nana. Hold on. I don't know that this guy is related to Dawn and Candace Wills. I don't believe that he is, but he has the same last name. He had a falling out with somebody in his family in Chattanooga. Years prior, the family had moved to Tennessee, I'm guessing from Maryland. And he had gone to visit them without a call before, and they got pissed off, made threats towards him, called the police, and got a protection from an order stating that they were harassing him. And then he's stating that the police came to his home and violated his constitutional rights by detaining him for a change in behavior. So they take him to St. Joseph's Hospital in handcuffs against his will, accuses him of being crazy, and runs tests on him while he was detained. Several hours later, they released him, citing a diagnosis of change in behavior and recommending no medication. Also, but here's what's a little strange to me. But I guess we're going to read on and find out how this plays in. Also on this day, Larry Hogan, the governor of Maryland, starts lifting the COVID-19 restrictions. I just don't quite understand what this has to do with Summer Wells yet and how it gets him to the prayer vigil. Okay. Questions, Mr. Wells, if you want to answer them tomorrow when we speak. I'm not trying to make a judgment, and I didn't read the rest, so take a drink of water. Also, during this month, my dog Duchess and I birthed a new multiversal singularity. I don't know what that means, sir. I don't know what that means, and I don't want to make assumptions. So, hold on. Okay. You know, I'm not going to say trusty ChatGPT, but ChatGPT, a multiverse. I asked it, multiversal singularity. What is it, and how do you make one with your dog? Okay. A multiversal singularity is more of a concept from science fiction. Theoretically, physics or imaginative thought experiments rather than something grounded in established science. The idea typically suggests a point of convergence where multiple universe or dimensions intersect, sometimes associated with concepts like wormholes, black holes, or advanced technologies in speculative context. In simpler terms, multi-universe or multiverse, a hypothetical collection of multiple, possibly infinite, parallel universes or alternate realities. Singularity, a point where the normal rules of physics breaks down, such as the center of a black hole or at the okay. Joseph Wells, if you're out there watching, can you please grab a link? Otherwise, I'm going to laugh. And I don't mean to, because I know there's more to this. I know you have more to show us. You state you're a scientist. I'm just very, are you saying summer's in a wormhole? I'm confused how this connects to summer. Let's continue reading. Let me go back to the... Ay, ay, ay. Okay. I told you this was my reaction, dude. I'm trying to stay unbiased here. So for all of you who are still alive and who are now paying close attention, as you can all clearly see, there are no coincidences here. The federal government and the deep state actors and politicians who control it have been harassing, stalking, bullying, and psychologically torturing me for my entire life since day one in order to take revenge on George Mason V, my paternal ancestor, the founding father of the United States. Next. For refusing to ratify the U.S. Constitution because it didn't include a Bill of Rights and was an absolute failure of document. These people are hopelessly addicted to R-ing children, and when they are found out I wasn't on board with their disgusting behavior and had no plans to get on board with it, they abducted Summer inside of a false physical reality as a means to further psychologically torture me. Jesus Christ, why didn't I read this before I wrote this, man? Mr. Wells, can you please come explain this more to me? Oh. So Barry, Renee, and Logan, was it you people who set her up, Logan? Your family owns an auto dealership that have contracts with local state, this sounds green eyes to me, and federal law enforcement agencies, doesn't it? That's why the police started harassing me immediately after I went to your little dealership. You were running child slavery criminal racket operations through those associations with the government. Weren't you? And that's why when I went down there to visit, you got paranoid and went completely overkill and started acting like complete psychopaths. So now, where the hell is Summer, you bastards? You can run, but you can't hide. I'll be back to Tennessee sooner rather than later with my team, and you won't be able to pull the same deceitful tricks you did this time, now will you? Then he goes on to post a picture of a dog, a husky. And this was also sent to me. Let me zoom this in. Joseph Patrick Wells, 10/5/1986, 4 Annandale, Connecticut, Pikeville, Maryland, or Court, not Connecticut. Court, Pikeville, Maryland, 21208. And he gave me permission to share this, guys. Male, white, bald, blue. He's 5'9", 180 pounds. Lists a phone number. Relatives by adoption. The respondent has stalked me. They're related by uncle and nephew. Temporary order of protection. Okay. Hold on. I can't see what it looks like the date, and this is the same date, I guess. Let me look at the date. This is 10/5. I think the date on that photo is June 15th. They don't match. Oh, I missed. Here's some more. Okay, now. This is different. I was also sent these. And I asked permission to read them and sort of respond to them. Who is Joseph Wells? What confession is he going to make at 40? Some. Hello, dear friends. My name is Joseph Patrick Wells. I am a direct paternal descendant of George Mason V, a founding father of the United States of America and the author of the Virginia Declaration of Rights. My grandfather, Dr. John Bernard Wells II, was an Army captain in World War II, and my father was a Vietnam War era F-4 Phantom reconnaissance pilot in the U.S. Air Force. I am one of the lead independent investigators working on the Summer Wells case. Mr. Wells, would you like to come up? Let me show you. You know what I didn't do? How rude of me. I didn't put a link out there for you. I keep inviting you up, but I didn't put a link. I apologize. Okay. So you're telling us that you're an independent investigator. You're a lead. So if you're independent, who hired you? That's just something you did on your own, and a lead of... Are you stating that there's a team of you, sir? If anyone would like to speak to me or share information with me confidentially and anonymously or otherwise about anything at all related to Summer Wells, please contact me. As an independent person working the Summer Wells case, you would probably know that the TBI has a tip line. So are you stating you have a problem with tips going to the TBI? I think it's really important, Mr. Wells, that we make sure that every tip goes directly to the TBI and not to the PIs. I mean, you can give them to the PIs, but also make sure that you give them to TBI. not to Churchill Rescue Squad, not even no more to Hawkins County. They don't even list their number no more. And the people that are investigating this case, of course, is with the TBI, right? Okay. I just think it's important that you have to put it out there publicly, sir, that, and I don't mean this rudely, but you have to put it out there publicly so that you want to make sure that the tips also get to the very important people they need to get to so that Summer could be found, because they have all of the investigative tools to find her. Okay. I am so sorry about Summer and about what has happened to her and her family and this community of such wonderful, incredible people. I agree, Mr. Wells. Even though a lot of us don't tend to get along often, I think it's because we're all passionate about finding this little girl. And for me, I was just thinking about this last night because after my life, I felt really horrible for going over Robin and all of them. But the theme of my channel and of me is to be biased and unbiased on everybody and to give my perspective of things, right? So you bring the weird stuff with the church in, and they've made themselves public, much like you have, sir, by attending her vigil. So, I think it's important that people that have made themselves public to stay transparent and to listen to the feedback and why people may feel the way they do about some things that may seem strange. But I also said that I don't believe that there is like a normal human on this earth. Like, we all have our own normal. There is no, like, Birdie's crime in chat is not, her normal's probably not mine because we don't even live in the same city. And I was born in a very Polish part of my city, Lithuanian, German. She might be from somewhere that's Italian, or, you know, like, you would know, sir, as a sociologist, that the way human anatomy works is that we're all different from each other, right? So, oh boy. I'm sorry about what's happened this summer too, Mr. Wells. I think it's important that we all remember that we are here to get to the bottom of things, to keep Summer's name out there. For me, I don't know if you know, sir, but I've been sued twice, possibly still have an active lawsuit. I really don't know. I haven't even checked on it. In possible danger of losing everything. That's what I meant to you when I said Summer's case has been a whoopsie daisies for me. You know, like, it's been a trip. It's been a lot. I mean that because I've had attacks placed on me, and however, I find it important. I find it a little strange. I'm honest, and I told you I give you my brutal honesty. I try to look at things biased and unbiasedly. I find it really strange that you ended up at the church and we've never seen you or your name associated with Summer before. I have a lot of the same beliefs as you, as this Weinstein guy, okay? Politically, there's some things I disagree with when it comes to that. And you're saying you're a scientist, so do you have a certificate? Is there something you can show to prove that to Summer Wells community so that we can learn to trust you? When you come on my panel, I want to make sure, because I'm all about full transparency on my page. A rule that I have is that I want you to show at least me your face, because I'm going to be as transparent with you as you will be with me. I also want to know that I noticed that you have a lot of mental health stuff that you listen to when it comes to, what was it called again? Oh, Lord. With Russell and Robert Kennedy. That thing. I'm sorry, my mind, I just smoked. Dude, for real. I'm an airhead when I smoke, and I haven't smoked a blunt in a long time. My daughter rolled me one, and I'm sliced. Okay. So anyways, hi, Diana. If you follow my channel, what I'm trying to say to you is I also take mental health very serious. I'm just trying to figure out how Chattanooga connects to Kingsport or Rogersville, Hawkins County, Sullivan County, where they were that day. Possibly, what is that, Washington County, Jonesboro? How something in Chattanooga connects to you getting a protection from abuse from your family members. That's very unfortunate, right? And I feel like I don't understand the connection to Summer, or what that would have to do with Summer going missing or being trafficked, as you said at the vigil. So if you could clear that up for us, that would be extremely helpful. That's a question I have for you. Okay, let's go back. I want to make sure I pay attention to everything here. Oh, baby. Now you people have finally started to figure things out. Good for you. Interesting podcast. Thank you. Unfortunately, I don't know what podcast you're speaking of. Prayer Garden? Would you like to know what I know that you don't? Yes, sir, I would. Well, maybe you should ask me yourself instead of baselessly falsely accusing me of things I didn't do. I agree with that. That's why I came to you when I discovered that maybe you are somebody we should look into. And as I told you, I was very honest with you that I had thought you were a crisis actor, right? And you said, no, you're real. You're not a crisis actor. I truly want to believe that. I want to understand what it is and how this really connects to Summer. But we'll continue reading because there's more. I shouldn't have put the phone number out there. However, he made it public. Here's my phone number. Here's my address. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Indianapolis, Maryland. Here's my email address. Pure Love Zero. Pronto. I never heard of Pronto Mill. And I'll give you a hint about what I'm going to confess to at age 40 if I haven't found Summer by then. It's not directly physically related whatsoever to the disappearance of Summer Wells. Okay, but would it help Summer's case? Remember when I told you I was going to look you up on Ben Verified, and I seen that you had addresses and phone numbers? Well, I told you that I seen your information. Well, I also seen that you lived in one of the Carolinas for a while and a few other places. That's just a little curious to me. That'd be interesting. I'd love to know how it is you got into what you got into with child trafficking. I mean, I think I read you were 30. Let me go look. Hold on. No, I'm not going to do that right now, sir, but you're in your late 30s. I know that. 36, 39, maybe 39. But if you have something that could connect something to Summer or somebody who may have Summer, listen, us sleuths like looking into that stuff. You could tell me and I'll go look for it. It's not directly physically related whatsoever to the disappearance of Summer Wills. Okay, so how would it be related? How would it help? Because you're insinuating that you're going to confess something. Maybe is there another child that you know about or something? I'm just very curious, dude. You say a lot of interesting things. I wasn't even aware whatsoever of the existence of Summer and her family before I heard about her disappearance on the news through the Amber Alert. So I don't think that the Amber Alert went out nationwide. Did it, guys? So you were in Tennessee on June 15th? Maybe you could clarify that for us too. That'd be helpful. I'm not perfect, just like everyone else. I've made mistakes in life and hurt people before and done bad things and broken laws. Me too, dude. Me too. I punched this lady right in her face and beat her ass because she hit my daughter at the playground. She pushed my daughter to the side, got my nose, put her nose on mine. I got charges for it. And these creators on YouTube, they degraded me. Like, seriously degraded the shit out of me. Lawsuits, all kinds of shit. They brought my charges out. They doxed my oldest son, who I didn't raise. Nobody's perfect. Yeah. And we've all done bad things. I don't think there's a single human on this earth. And then I got Summer's picture up there again. But this is what I found, and I told him I'd look at it. And, you know, I do take mental health very seriously. And this guy is stating that he may have something that he knows about Summer Wills' case, and not about our case directly, but I'd love to talk to you. Wouldn't you guys in chat love to talk to this guy? He wasn't, how did he get that Amber Alert? He wasn't in the area. He was in Maryland, or I believe it was North Carolina. I'll have to look. Was he saying Summer was taken to spite him? Yes, Moonshine Girl. And I just don't understand how that connects to Rogersville, because none of that took place in Rogersville. So I have some serious concerns and questions. He said his birthday is tomorrow. It is. It is Tic Tac. I looked him up. He's a real human. He's really from Minneapolis. His birthday is 100% now, after midnight. Happy birthday, dude. He put his phone number out there. He's willing to answer questions for people. He said that in his posts. He went to Tennessee to visit his cousins on that day, but he was in Chattanooga. How far is Chattanooga? That's pretty far from Rogersville, isn't it? Not my location. I know I'm 6 hours and 38 minutes away. Chattanooga. Three hours. Isn't that in the, where was that Bill Bondsmith lady from? The one involved in a marathon with Chip and them? Wasn't she from like farther out that way too? And Ernie, what do you think? Hey, Mr. Wells, what do you think about Ernie? And the psychics and stuff. Well, all I'm going to say is that is weird. Another one from Indiana. Who's in Indiana? Not sure, Moonshine Girl. I don't want to make judgment. I promised him I would stay unbiased. I really do want to get him on panel and talk to him and ask him these questions, and maybe he can make us understand why he's traveling all the way to where's Summers Church in Kingsport, right? He said he's real. He's for sure real. I just want to hear more about his education and being a scientist, and I want to hear more about him going to Washington, D.C. and what his thoughts are on this Weinstein guy, and what made him think that he may be connected, or his family, or whatever's going on between him and his family, to the Summer Wells case. Like, is there more proof of that? Does he have evidence of that? And I also think when somebody says that they may know something about Summer and they believe, like he said at the vigil, that she is alive, how does she's alive, how does he know that with 100% certainty? It's kind of like anybody else that has come up public in Summer's case that at times I found odd. And I told this man that I found that he may be a crisis actor or something, and that it felt funny to me. I want to stay unbiased tonight and not give my opinion on that. But I want him to know that I also like some of the things within the thing he went to from before 2020 when I followed politics. I forget a lot of it because I've let it go for 4 or 5 years and I haven't really paid attention. I take mental health very seriously. And so do these people. So maybe, yes, I would like to know what Robin thinks of this statement and him too. 2 hours, 54 minutes. And like I said yesterday, I'd love to talk to anybody from the church that may have felt attacked, or even that you feel I've attacked you. I'd like a lot of clarification for all of us in Summer's case so that we could start to build maybe better bonds and help find this little girl. I think it's important that the people that have stayed in Summer's community, if they're really here for Summer, that they start clearing a lot of things up for the people that don't quite understand Rogersville and Tennessee and Kingsport and that area. I have questions for Robin. I mentioned some of them last night. I don't even like entertaining the idea of this guy. I understand that. But Kirst, here's the thing. Prayer Gardens accused, at one point, they're saying she's in agreement with him now. Prayer Garden's making some big accusations against him, right? And he wants to clear those up. And I think it's worth looking into because insertion. I don't know how else to explain that more after a 3-year never heard of, all of a sudden vigil And he's saying he was in Tennessee on June 15th and then had gone to a family member's home and they got a protection of order from him. And I think that's really important because I really care about mental health. I hope you guys understand that. Put a 1 in the chat if you do. Yeah, the dates don't match. But he's stating, let's go back and read those again. For the sake of summer, I have questions. Dude, you want to know the truth? You sound sus as fuck to me. I can't hold it, okay? And I'm trying to be nice because I want to talk to you. But these things that you asked me to read publicly and told me to look at publicly, right? Like you asked me, you said, well, didn't you read my timeline? You kind of attacked me because I didn't know anything about you. Well, I looked into you because my audience was asking me to look into you. Again, like I said, I believe Prayer Garden brings a lot of strange people onto her channel. And you actually went, I would like to know how you traveled all the way to Tennessee. Were you alone? Did you go to the church alone? I just have a lot of questions, dude, because you're fucking sus as fuck, dude. I don't even know what more to say. I can't hold it in no more. I'm blunt. I try to keep my opinions honest. When I spoke to you in Messenger, you sounded normal. But when I read these messages, dude, you sound crazier than to fucking, I don't know. I don't even want to talk to you anymore. There. Y'all want the truth? How would you react to this? I didn't read any of this or know any of this prior. I don't know what to think. I would like this guy to grab a link and clarify a lot of things because he drove all the way to Kingsport to go to this baby's vigil. Anybody agreeing with me? I smoked all my weed in a blunt. I am stoned. And I don't know how I'm holding my fucking mouth right now. Dude, I don't like the screenshots you shared. Please grab a link. Because I am trying very hard to stay unbiased, like I promised you. I don't like breaking promises. However, this shit sounds tinfoil. And I don't like hurting people's mental health because it's very important to me. And I was trying to express that to you while reading these, that I take mental health serious. So if you don't have a mental health issue and you're really, really sticking to this and saying these things are true, and you know there's a possibility that you may know where Summer is, I think you need to come out here and tell us what that possibility is. And why haven't you turned it over to the TBI? Because that's something that's lacking in all of these things. Hold on. You stated I could read out loud. I gave PG his information. Did Prayer Garden turn this information into TBI? Does anybody know? Yeah, Tic Tac. Like, That's what I'm saying. I really don't pay attention to Prayer Garden all that much. Sometimes I do, but she, for me, is on the ladder of Ziggy, okay? Who, by the way, I commend right now. You're doing a great job, Ziggy. I'm so proud of you. Going out shopping, doing this. I should teach you how to coupon one day because I used to do that. I'm really good at it. I like that you're going out shopping and doing other things. However, Fred's still a suspect. He hasn't been cleared. Nobody fucking has. And that's TBI's fucking issue. Okay? We've spoken about this. It doesn't matter if she did call them Monday. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send along the screenshots tonight, I believe. Whew. Sorry. And I'm sorry to you too, Joseph. I would like you to come up here and clear up a few things. Honest. I find it funny that you're stating you know things that connect and that you've done very bad things in your past. That's a little concerning to me about these posts. He's been reported to the TBI. Okay. Hi, CJ. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Diana. Hi, Holler. Hi, Tic Tac. Hi, Phoebe. Hi, Beth Ann. Sorry. It's been days. I don't even say hi right no more, and I don't mean to. Hi, Pearl Strand. Hey, Holla. Cursed. Moonshine. Tic Tac, I think I said that. Nana, I'm so happy you're okay, and I seen your pictures. I said it before. I'm so sorry. Prayers to your community. I hope there's healing. I hope it's fast. I hope they find the missing people that are missing from the hurricane. And please keep us updated. All right. I'm breathing heavy. I don't know what's going on with me. Allergies or what. It's heart failure. It's what I do. I do this every so many seasons. Every season, like fall and spring. You guys have listened. I'll have to turn that stupid old lady oxygen machine on. I hate that fucking thing. It tickles my nose. It makes me dry. I sneeze all day the next fucking day. And I ran out of freaking nebulizer solution, so I got to call my doctor tomorrow to get refills, which I thought I had refills, and I don't. Story of my life. But hey, I got a break from the kids till Sunday. He can be reported again just like others. Yes. I'm going to at least send over the screenshots and some thoughts. Okay? Oh. Thank you, Beth Ann. It's normal. I'll get over it. What it is the kids had gone back to school. It's fall. And they bring everything home. And my immune system is just freaking shot. So I catch everything. Some of these everythings I catch put me in the hospital because it's lung related. And I have heart failure and it exacerbates it. And they think I also have a little bit of COPD. Fuck. I'm telling on myself, go make fun of me, everyone. Go ahead, Jody. Go run away with my health problems. I have diabetes. I'm a fat, lazy slob. Motherfuck me. You're immunosuppressed. I'm not suppressed. My son is. Man, he gets everything. Everything. You know, the norovirus, I think I told this story before. He caught that one time, and that's something that we all catch. It's just it causes diarrhea and upset stomach, but we all get over it rather quickly, usually in 24 hours. But that's what they call the cruise illness. Like you go on a ship and you get sick. Well, my son had caught that. And here's the strangest thing. Like, I really feel research needs to be done on that. I don't believe it's what they think it is. I think it's a parasite. Let me tell you why. My son had lost like 60 pounds in literally like 24, 48 hours. It was real quick. He got extremely ill. He was puking like we thought he was going to die. There was no cure. We didn't know what the hell was going on, how to stop it. They treated him with Flagyl and it took it away. Flagyl is a medicine for parasite, not virus. My son was healthy within 3 days in home. Swear to God, real story. You ended up in the hospital, Pearl Strand. Yeah, people with weak immune systems or immunocompromised. You kept crap. Should easily, me too. I'm okay at regular colds and illness and flu and shit like that, but once it hits the lungs, fuck it. And I smoke, and I know that's a fuck up. We've all spoken about that. Oh, all right, guys. Well, I've been on my 2 hours tonight. I am a little sleepy, and I'm going to enjoy my quiet time. Oh, wait, white boy. We'll go over that tomorrow, because I don't even think I'm calling this dude. If he wants to reach out to me, he can, or if he wants to grab a link at any time. I see where that goes. If he needs someone to talk to, you need a shoulder dude, call me. If you really do have information that leads to summer and there's more to this and you can prove that when you were in Chattanooga, there's a tie to Rogersville, which is 3 hours and what is it? Something away. Or maybe if I'm missing something and this isn't the whole story and there was more screenshots I didn't see. Listen, I'm always about, I'll be your friend. We could talk about it, dude, but I'm not feeling real good about what I just read. I told you I was going to react to it tonight and stay unbiased, and that's what I'm still trying to do. But I'm also giving you my opinion. Okay. You've got some kind of bug too, Amanda. It's awful. It's awful. I don't have nothing that's stomach this time. I hate that too. Every time I get sick and throw up, I tell my husband, I can't do this. It's the worst. I hate puking the worst, but I really don't. I hate the lung infections the worst because they put me in the hospital for 7 to 10 days at a time. They suck. Gatlinburg. Yeah, how far is Gatlinburg from Chattanooga? Oh. 2 hours in the same direction. No, completely different. Hold on, let's see. Hold on. Add destination. Nah. It's along the way, like the middle. Here's Gatlinburg. But this is more out like Nashville, right? Like where Sebastian would be? Maybe. Holler you and know. Fill me in. Give us the layout of the land. Yeah, Knoxville. Video about Jody Sue's sister. Which one? I put several. I just played one the other day during a live. Was there something I was supposed to do? I'm forgetful, guys. Y'all got to remember that. Should I go back and watch my live from the other night? I need to go back and remember everything I keep saying I'm going to put out. And when I find something new like this Joseph Patrick Wells. Nowhere near Okay. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. All right, guys, I'm going to get off of here. You know what I want to do that I haven't done in more than a week? And I'm sure you guys have noticed. I haven't been listening to music. I want to take, my husband took 4 days off, so I'm going to have lots of time. He's off Monday and Tuesday on his normal. He's off tomorrow and the day after. We ain't got the kids. We're going to whip this house in shape so that we have rooms for the kids that are decent. I mean, they have their own rooms now, but my house, listen, y'all, it needs a lot of work. It's old. So we want to go get some rug and make their rooms better is what we want to do. They have dressers in the garage that have never been brought in. Oh, he's not off tonight. He's off tomorrow and Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So, you know, as much as I love having him here, I also love quiet time when nobody's here. And it's been weeks with nobody not here. So I want to go jam some, maybe I'll headbang, holler. No, I was getting into some country yesterday with them making the videos. It was nice to listen to music. The soft music, though. You guys were like, it's putting me to sleep. I slept, Amanda. I slept. I just actually woke up at like 7, 8 o'clock. That's why I'm late. That's why, partially why I'm late. But I was up all morning doing family shit. An afternoon. What's wrong with Lady R? Yo, Holler, what's going on with Lady R? Why is Beth Ann saying prayers for Lady R? What did I miss? Oh, she's sick. Okay, you scared me. Whoo. Yes, prayers for anyone needing them. I thought something happened. Feel better. She meant Lady R. Just having a day. We all have those. I have them. I hope she's okay. Everybody deserves a break. She comes over here. She's been modding my chat like a pro. Even though she ain't here tonight, send her some clappy hands and hearts before I get off here. Feel better, Lady R. Do. Come on, clappy hands, hearts. Send them, send them. Yes, she is okay. She is playing with the kids in the pool tonight. Okay, good. I'm glad she's all right. Everybody deserves a break. I don't push. Listen, I can do my channel without a mod. I did for 2 years. She doesn't have to be here. It's not a demand. She doesn't get no money from me. She does it from the kindness of her heart. You know? I won't be mad, and I hope she's feeling better if she's feeling down. And I hope she's enjoying the kiddos. She just moved back home with her sister or something. I haven't even gotten the whole, like, we don't even ask Lady or like, hey, how you doing? And she's so invested in Summer as well, you know? I don't want to argue and fight with people. I want people to come together and try to figure out the fuckery, you know? Like tonight. Oh, Lord. I know you guys heard my true thoughts and my words, right? Okay. She is loving being home. Yay, with her sister. And I'm glad. It's nice when you have your family around. I haven't seen so many of my family. I was just telling my husband today I need to contact my crazy aunt. I love her, but she's my bingo partner. We ain't been to bingo. They closed all the bingos down here in Pittsburgh since they opened the casino. So, and then COVID hit and they really closed the ones that were left over down. There's like 2 left and they're out by her and she lives far out, like Castle Shannon, and I'm in Carrick. I don't drive. My kids drive, but you can't rely on them for nothing. I hate asking them for anything. Have they? Yay. I'm so happy. Her and the kids, that's amazing. Always good to hear happy endings. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to go jam some music. I think I might even want to listen to some Linkin Park tonight. I think 90s grunge. Maybe not Linkin. I'm still jamming a new singer. I don't care who likes her or don't. I still like her. Scientology or not. All right, guys. Peace and love. I'll see you tomorrow night. Good night.